Okay, in this reading we're about to do, this person had just a lot going on right now. So they really want questions of what's going on. It's always good to get your chart updated. It tells you a lot, but sometimes things are just going on right now that you really need answers to. And it's still going to be an update of your chart, not a full update, but it'll be an update based on what the archangels say. I just did a reading like that on this channel about strange people around your kids. That was something somebody sent in. So they did get their chart updated, not fully, but based on the archangels. The archangels will take you right back to your chart. Every answer your archangel gives, the archangel gives, will be based on astrology, which is based on your natal chart. But again, when things calm down or whatever, it's still good to get the overall chart just to see more and more what makes a person tick. That's why the natal charts we do now on this channel can take up to 4 hours or more because you're getting a thorough, comprehensive of who you are, strong points, weak points. So welcome to Archangel Revelations and Prophecies 444. I'm Gad, your host. Now, I'm kind of smiling when I do this particular video because this female, she has always told me to go in, especially in the early days because I really went in. I'm a little bit more mature now with how I deliver. Still keep it 100, but just try to keep it more understand, like more human. Keep it more human because we all have things we dealing with. So I know last time I went, I was kind of hyper or whatever, and I didn't hear from her. I was like, oh man, maybe I was too real. I was real hyper, but I know I had told the truth because it is hard. That's how I want to start this whole thing off. Anybody that hears this video, life is not easy. It is hard. And that's why we have to give credit where credit's due. A lot of times we want to talk about, oh, so and so sold their soul, or this person did that, or this person's did. We want to talk about all these people that have gone out and made big names for themselves. And you're right, they probably did a whole lot of stuff and a whole lot of stuff that they don't want the whole world to know or what all that. But you got to give them credit that they're still hanging in through all that stuff they've been through. Like somebody like a Little Wayne, he goes out of his way to tell you, oh no, I believe in God. Oh no, my grandmother used to always read me the Bible. And he makes sure he tell you that because everybody, saying he did this, he did that. So I tend to pray for everybody. I'm not trying to put nobody down. That's the whole point of getting natal charts and have your archangel card readings. It helps you. It helps you going through whatever you're going through. So that's the main thing to know, that ain't nobody perfect. So it's not about perfection. It's not about, oh, you said you was gonna do this, but you did that. That's just childish. It's just about trying to just find out how can I move forward. This is not easy, but how can I move forward? So that's the whole part of the archangel cards. That's the whole part of the natal chart, and even the spiritual aspect, because a lot of people still pray and things like that. All these things will help you move forward. But the point of the matter is, nobody's going to be perfect. Now, she's a writer. So as a writer and she's a performer, you can bring that into your art, because it's going to be better. Like Archangel Gabriel would tell you, whatever you're going through in life, write about it, because people are going to resonate. And when they hear you, they're going to resonate. So that's what we're going to try to focus on right here. Just get these archangel questions. So how are we going to do this? Well, I took the email she gave, and I broke it down. And I broke it down into 4 sections. Section 1 will be her employment and finances. Section 2 will be her life. Section 3 will be her goals and spiritual focus. And Section 4 will be her relationship. And we'll ask the archangels, then we'll take brief looks at her natal chart, because that's what they're going to send it back to, and get a real brief look on that. But we will get specific answers from the archangel. But the main thing we have to remember is nobody's perfect. So sometimes we just can take baby steps, but at least we taking steps, and that's the main thing. At least we taking steps, and that's the main thing. And always, if you believe in God, if you say Jesus or Yeshua, whatever you say, pray. But whatever you believe in, hopefully it's something that's going to make you strong to keep going forward. Keep taking those baby steps, or big steps, or jumps, whatever you can take to move forward. That's the thing. You just don't want to go back and keep falling backwards. So that's it. So I'm going to put this on pause. I got to set the cards up. Then we'll come back and start answering the questions. We'll start asking the questions and letting the archangels answer it. And I will petition the archangels, but I'm going to do that off audio. I'll be back. Alrighty. Now, as I begin, I just want to say a few things. With the archangels, it's always about love, and they really care, and they're trying to help people as much as possible. That's all they really do. And with this particular female, there's always like soul connection. Like I always felt like I had a soul connection with her as far as like a sister. And a lot of stuff like she's into, I was into too, the music, the poetry and stuff. So it's always those soul connections, and the angels are always connected. So you're never alone. Uh, Negative energy or the devil or whatever you want to call it, it tries to make you think you're alone, or oh, you're blowing it, or your life's effed up, or you should just give up. And that's what you do. You see like highly talented people, they really just tap out at some point because you're always getting hit. If you don't like keep negative, like if you got to keep positive stuff, intaking positive information, because if you don't and negative takes over, then it's going to play guilt trips and all kind of stuff, and they affect the people around you too. So stuff could start happening with people around you that starts affecting you negatively too. So it's trying to just stay positive. So that's why I always tell people to have something positive or spiritual that that you're doing no matter what. And don't focus on what appears to be like a negative. All right. So we're going to the first question. This is the section 1, her employment and finances. Okay. She had a situation with a job, and she wants to know, is that job lost? So we're going to ask the Archangels. The Archangels, is the job where she had the situation with, is that job lost? We'll be back with their answers. 3 cards pulled to answer that question. First card is Sandalphon. He says gentleness. Be very gentle with yourself at this time. Surround yourself with gentle people, situations, and environments. And he's playing his music, but he's saying, don't stress yourself out. Just be gentle with yourself at this time. Second card is Uriel. He says, brilliant idea. Your idea is divinely guided. Please take action or bring your idea into fruition. But the funny thing is, you got a lot of orange in these cards, and orange actually means prosperity. Next card, Clairsentience. This is Raguel. Sandalphon corresponds with Pisces. Uriel corresponds with Uranus. Raguel corresponds with Sagittarius. It says, notice your recurring physical and emotional feelings as they signify divine guidance. So you have extrasensory perceptive gifts that they're telling you to use as well. So you ask the question, is that job lost? So now we're going to look at your chart. Your 12th house. I'm going to count it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so your 12th house is because that's Pisces. And you have Libra there, your true north node, Vesta, a lot of healing. And a lot of, even Palace is a female, for female defense. Empowerment, female empowerment. So it's kind of funny how Sandalphon is green and that Libra sign is green. So it's something about the 12th house that is healing. But it has a partnership or a relationship. It has Libra, and that could be also be karma, balance, legal matters. It could be Mayat, and Vesta is a spiritual high priestess. So I think what Sandalphon is telling you is get somewhere where you can get spiritual too, and they're probably saying see if your male friend, see if your male friend will come with you because it's right there with Libra. But that seems to be what Sandalphine's saying. And then you can find out where Pisces is and follow that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, now Pisces is in the 5th house too, in the 5th house of fun. So you can get out sometimes, because he's basically saying be gentle, and I'm sure we'll get more answers. But every single one of these cards has orange in it, and orange usually means prosperity. So Sandalphine's he's more interested in you being spiritual, and both those cards, both those signs, Pisces is in the romance sector, so that would be your male friend, and and they got Saturn, and Saturn probably is saying don't overdo it. So in your 5th house you have Pisces, which is it's kind of like spiritual, because that's his unique, Pisces in the 5th house. So I'm gonna see really quick what that means. Oh, this is good. You'll like this. See, it's good. I looked this up. The 5th house, and we want the 5th house in Pisces. With the 5th house in Pisces, a person definitely has a talent that needs to be discovered and used. Whatever they find love or for will become their source of inspiration. And even though the sign of Pisces is mutable and not very stable as such, this is always a pointer to great love, one we've met in our past lives. So they're talking about you in a past life. Deeply seated fears can damage a person with this setting, for their aura needs to be strong, their confidence intact, and their love for themselves grand in every case. This can lead to all sorts of deceptions and disappointments. In the worst scenario, turning them to the use of mind-altering substances and self-destructive behavior. So Pisces is, Sandalphon is telling you to be careful. This is someone who should never lose faith in love, beauty, and the goodness of mankind if they want to find true happiness. So there's a person who definitely has a talent that needs to be discovered. So that's what he's saying. He's Pisces. Well, Pisces is in the 5th house, but Pisces also rules your 12th house, where there is healing and there's a relationship healing. So I think he is trying to say, include the male in your spiritual endeavors, but don't forget your talents. And you even got a spiritual talent in the 5th house, and then Saturn is there to say, have a good time, but don't overdo it. So Saturn represents that stoplight or that yellow light that's telling you don't overdo it. And they're guaranteeing you prosperity once you get back to your talents, your gifts. Now Uranus, Uranus is in your third house, but it's going into your fourth house. And if you notice, there goes Capricorn again, which is interesting because now first you had Saturn, now you have Capricorn. So I don't know if your male friend is older than you, or because they're basically implying that there's Saturn energy in that Capricorn. Because that Saturn rules Capricorn. Yep. And you notice how Uranus is in the same house as Juno, and Juno means serious relationship. And Neptune can mean deception. See, Neptune rules Pisces. See how Neptune and Capricorn are together with Pisces and Saturn? Because Neptune rules Pisces, Saturn rules Capricorn. So we know this is talking about the guy. So essentially, they're just telling you, because your third house is your love house, and it even got Venus there and Juno. So that is your love house. I thought, yeah, I saw Juno. So, so they're basically telling you to don't put your talents in the background, because that's how they're going to bless you. They're going to bless you with prosperity with your businesses and your talent. So right now they're not saying anything negative about him. They're just telling you don't let that stop. But other than that, they're basically saying it could be a good situation. See, there are times when a woman has to take the lead in a relationship, and sometimes a relationship fails because a woman feels she's out of place if she does that. But sometimes you have to, and use your finesse. It don't have to be arguing if you don't want it to be arguing. But because I see you got Mars there, but sometimes Mars is just energy. But you do got Mars there in the third house, which is the communication house. But it can be finesse, it could be a flirtation, it could be different ways to get a man to agree with you. It's up to you how you do it, but that they're basically just telling you to you know, make sure you that's like that's got to be a primary, because that's how they're gonna bless you, is with your talents and your business. And Raguel is Sagittarius, which once again is in your seventh house. Is in your your second house, and that's money and possessions. And then you got Jupiter right there with the moon. So you got money, you got the moon, and you got Pluto. And Pluto's gonna help you with soul matters, transformation, because that's what she was telling you when Oshun told you about great transformation. Well, there goes Pluto, but it's money. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So you gotta really listen to what I'm trying to tell you. It's money. Jupiter in the second house, money. All these cards are orange. That's money, prosperity. And then you got the moon with Sagittarius. Sagittarius can mean travel, but it can also mean education, culture, and music. And then you got Pluto as well. Pluto is anything transformation, but anything in from Pluto or Scorpio is like the underworld, the dark world, and that is the people of color. They're more in tune with the eighth house. It's soul, like Soul Train and stuff like that. It's a soul. So I hope that answers your questions for that question. So he could get blessed too. That's why they showed you Libra. So he could get blessed just by being with you. So that's why, like I said, I don't know. I don't know what's up. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you just gotta show a person. Like when a person knows they're gonna get something, they're more inclined to support you. You understand? But like if you just going out the door and they feel like, wow, she's going out the door and I'm here, and they ain't gonna support you because they're like, she gonna leave me, she gonna meet somebody, she gonna get a record contract, and so they're not gonna support it. So you got to do it in such a way that they feel like, yeah, this is like I'm a part of this too, and then they be more inclined, especially if they start seeing some money, because they gonna really start pushing you. Like, yo, go ahead, why are you still here? Go hurry up, because they know they're gonna get a check or get some money. So that's basically what I'm seeing and what I just read with these cards. Like you have to make him, you got to see what, you got to show him where it benefits him. And like I said, sometimes people argue, but sometimes you don't have to argue. It's one of them things. Sometimes you can just persuade or talk, but sometimes if a person ain't listening, you got to do what you got to do. Because I do see Mars in your third house of communication, and that could mean argument, but it could also mean intensity or energy, and it can also be masculine energy. All right. Okay, dear Archangel, should she seek a job for finances in this season? And I'll be back with the answers. All right, first card is Raguel again, Sagittarius. He said divine order. Everything is how it needs to be right now. Look past the illusion and see underlying order. And he is also orange. So you haven't had one card pulled yet that is an orange. So this is all talking about prosperity. Okay, so we already said Sagittarius, Jupiter, and also you got the sun right there. So your sun sign is a Sagittarius, but you're also real close to the Capricorn, and Capricorn is that hard worker. And I think I told you before, my best friend is Sagittarius, born on December 20th. And then in the ninth house, you have Cancer, which is the family sign. It's also like education, land and property, the mother and the subconscious, Amun Coeli, travel, and vehicles. And you have Lilith retrograde. So the next card, that one is also orange. All is well. Wow. Everything is happening as it is supposed to, with hidden blessings. You will soon understand. See, sometimes when when the universe is calling you somewhere else, that's one of the reasons why it's difficult for you to get somewhere where you think you need to be. Because if you get that way, it's gonna distract you, or you'll start getting busy with that, and you won't be doing your calling. So okay, I think I pulled so far. I believe I pulled 6 cards, and every last one of them is orange. Orange is a predominant color in a card, which is prosperity. And never before have I ever pulled Raguel and Jeremiah at the same time, these two cards. Because this is what Raguel says. Everything is how it needs to be right now. Look past the illusion and see underlying order. And then the other card is Jeremiah. All is well. Everything is happening exactly as it's supposed to. With hidden blessings, you will soon understand. So they're both saying, hey, listen, whatever's going on is the way it's supposed to be going on right now. And Scorpio is in your your first house, and that's your ascendant and your east point. And you got Pluto real close, kind of right there. You got the 10 and the 10. So yeah, I think I told you before, but you're kind of like a spokesperson for the eighth house. All right, and then in your eighth house, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight is the twins or Gemini, but that takes you back to your third house with Mercury. The next one is you are safe. I am protecting you against lower energies and guarding your loved ones and home. Now that came up to me before. I asked the same question before, and that same card came up. I asked that question about me, and Michael came up, and I started laughing because I know how crazy it was when I was going to where I had to go. You around all kind of people, and they just causing problems, lying on you, and just causing all kind of problems. And then so when Michael came out and said you were safe, because I was no longer there. So when Michael came out and said you were safe, I started laughing. I said, "You're darn right." Because them people be crazy. And like they try to bring you back to like I'm not a third dimensional person no more. Like I don't think two steps away from an animal. I think like an intelligent human being. I don't have time for that foolishness. And the stuff them people be talking about is just sheer craziness. But they don't know no better. So if you're somewhere writing and doing your job and doing your business or writing and stuff, you're gonna have a way better outlook on stuff. But don't get me wrong, if you were writing about dysfunctions, then you would want to be around a lot of people that are dysfunction because you're gonna write better. But sometimes you just need to get away. Like I needed to get away from that. I wasn't writing about it. I didn't need to be there to see that every day. So that's what Michael told me. You're protected. You're safe. Like they're letting you know one of the reasons. That's one of the reasons why the situation is as it is. All right. So I'm hearing that the moon is entering Aquarius. So y'all might want to check that out. So I think what they're trying to tell you is try to get something going with your because you won't have to. They'll bless your business, or you might have like I know you were doing poetry. You may be able to get some type of performance or something, and you're going to generate income with that as well. Fifth card or fourth card. Now this is angel therapy. This is Raphael. Give your cares and worries to us angels, and allow us to take your burden. So once you do that and you really give it to them, and you'll stop worrying about a lot of stuff. A lot of times when we pray to the angels or pray whoever we pray to, we can actually change the way around. And when I say pray to the angels, just talk to the angels, whatever you want to call it, but you are talking to them. So they can change the atmosphere around you. Thank you, Archangels. All right, so that was a question I put up. How can, dear Archangels, how can she get the finances she needs at this time? I'll be back with their answers. All right, so two cards were pulled. First card, remember who you are. Once again, it's Michael, Archangel Michael. You are a powerful, loving, and creative child of God. You are very loved. So again, you are a very creative person. It's like you're letting you know you are loved. That's how I started this whole reading off. But the devil's job is to get you away from that, to put you in an environment where you don't feel so good, or you got negative feelings, or everything that's going on around you is making you feel a certain way. So you got to be real careful and don't do it. Like you don't want to do anything that's gonna make you put you like years ago. Like I used to smoke weed, but I'm already a deep thinker. So when I would smoke weed, I would really be real like depressing and just thinking real deep. I was already a deep thinker, so I didn't need to be thinking no deeper. So I had to leave that weed alone for me. So if anything's causing any type of negativity, then that's why you're not gonna remember who you are. And that's what he's saying. When you remember who you are a powerful, loving, and creative child of God. You're very loved. And like I said, the people need you. Because I remember telling you before, you're like a spokesperson to a lot of people. So that's why you got Pluto and Scorpio, all that. You're like a spokesperson. So they need you too. Next one. It says nurture. It says, how can she get finances that she needs at this time? And you might know what this means. This is Archangel Gabriel. He says, as you nurture a child and you nurture your own inner child, both activities are important to you right now. So, I don't know. It's talking about nurturing a child. You may have a better understanding of what that card means. And I'm not saying babysitting, but it's got the baby on the card, so it's some type of nurturing you could be doing as well that could help you get finances. And Michael also deals with creativity and writing and stuff. Or if I said Michael, I meant to say Gabriel deals with creativity and writing. And those are the two big archangels, Michael and Gabriel. And they both showed up to answer that question. All right. Now, Gabriel represents the moon. And as you see, the moon is in your second house where there is finances and Jupiter. And Sagittarius represents the ninth house. And in your ninth house, you have Cancer, which is the family, real estate, vehicles and transportation, the mother of the Imun Coeli. So let's see what they say about Sagittarius and Taurus. Oh, it's really Sagittarius in the second house. So let's just see what they say. This is astrology.ygoy.com. I kind of liked them. This is the first time they've shown up today because I've been out here all day. I did another like a 4-hour video, 4.5-hour video. But this is the first time astrology.ygoy.com is showing up. So let's see what they say. Sagittarius in second house brings wealth of knowledge to the house of finances. How does this affect the way in which a person acquires money or even looks at his or her abilities to acquire wealth? How does the presence of a planet affect how a person even looks at the aspect of monetary assets and possessions? The article looks at answering these questions by looking at how the presence of Sagittarius in the second house affects the person. Second house is the house of finance and the house of possessions. It deals with a person's resources, both materialistic and non-materialistic. When we talk about non-materialistic resources, we are talking about the talents and abilities a person possesses for which people are willing to pay for. So we say it again, when we talk about non-materialistic resources, We are talking about the talents and abilities a person possesses for which people are willing to pay for. So you're kind of getting your answer because that's what the moon is, and moon is about nurturing, and it's in your second house. So they're basically telling you your talents, nurture your talents, and you can get finances from your talents, whatever, whether your business, whether it's performing. So they say people with Sagittarius present in their second house tend to have a sense of abundance with money. They tend to be more philosophical when it comes to money matters. They definitely have the knowledge of multiplying money, aided by good luck in financial matters. Their ability to plan long term also acts as a contributor to their financial success. They tend to value their ability to see the big picture. There is usually a sufficiency of money required to expand their activities. And these people do tend to expand their activities through money. They are usually generous with money and may provide financial support to certain religious or educational institutes. These people believe in keeping what is sufficient for them and sharing the remaining. The negative side of this, however, is that they tend to be spendthrifts. So again, in your second house, well, the moon, I mean, Jupiter rules Sagittarius. So Jupiter is about money and good fortune. And then Jupiter rules Sagittarius. So you got the two money elements right there in your second, and that's the money house. And then you got the sun there. So yeah, if I saw that, I would say this person should invest in their own business because your sun goes right into Capricorn. Capricorn rules the 10th house of career. And whenever you see Leo in the 10th house, the Capricorn house, or the Saturn house, that's usually a person who's their own boss. Because Leo is the leader. So they're making perfectly clear how they feel about it. All right. So that concludes section 1, which was her employment and finances. Section 2 will deal with her life. I'll put this on pause and I'll be back. All right, now we're going to move on to questions about her life. We're entering section 2. Dear Archangels, what should she be doing at this time? See, one thing when you're working with these Archangels, what we have to do is keep our vibration high. So, like, if you don't, like, I'm just using these as examples. Keep in mind, these are all examples. If you don't have a job, don't say, oh, I don't have a job. Well, I don't know if I want to get a job. There's no jobs out there. Say, I am going to get a job. It's 8 billion people on the planet, or 7 billion people on the planet. So, it's got to be a job. You got to just keep talking positive. And you'll speak. What you speak will come about your words or the reality. That's why even Christians say when you pray, you should, if you can do it, speak out loud when you pray, speak out loud when you read the Bible if you can, or even if you have to whisper because there's other people around you, but try to speak it out if you can, because you're speaking. Everything is, this whole universe was allegedly created with the word of God, so the speech. Alrighty, so the 4 cards pulled. Excuse me, 4 cards pulled. This will be first of the 4 cards. So it says indigo and crystal children. Metatron, you have a bond with children. In particular, you can help children who are sensitive. Now that's the second time they alluded to children. So they could be talking about your male friend, because he might be an indigo crystal child, a sensitive child. And maybe Gabriel may have been telling you that. Because when you learn how to nurture or learn how to communicate with him a different way, he'll be more inclined to let you pursue your goals in life and things like that. So you have to learn how to speak with him, nurture him. You have a way with children in particular. Now, it could be little children, but based on the way everything's going, it seems to be saying he's like, which isn't his fault if he's an indigo child or a crystal child, because they're very sensitive, and to some degree they are like children. So that was the first thing. What should you be doing at this time? And it said indigo and crystal children, and that is Archangel Metatron, who is Virgo. Help children who are sensitive. On your chart, Virgo is in the 11th house of associations, friends, associations, and groups. And Virgo's in that house, and you have nothing there but Virgo. But we're still going to take a quick look at it. And then we have to look at your 6th house. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So yeah, so in your 6th house, which is ruled by Virgo, you have Aries. Aries is your 1st house. He rules your 1st house. When you go back to your 1st house, you got the Scorpio situation there. And that's my point. See, Scorpio, that's your souls and twin souls and indigo children and crystal children and rainbow children. They're all coming out of the 8th house of Scorpio. So Virgo in the 11th house. Let's see if they have some information on it. Alrighty. This is astrofix.net. I'm just curious to see what they have to say. Okay, now what's going on? Okay, Virgo in 11th house. I want to make sure that's correct. Yes, it is. So Virgo in 11th house means you strive to be of service to society in a practical way. You discover personal power by communicating improvements and creating systems for the good of all. Your central purpose is to discover the particulars that link people together. You shine when you prove that you're someone friends can rely on. Coming into your own means being selective about who you hang around with. Self-realization means finding out exactly where you fit in. Being you means you'll probably always end up being group secretary in some capacity. So it looks like they're implying when you get him involved with stuff and he shows that he's helping change people, that would motivate him. You have to get him involved with what you do. And like I said, if he is an indigo Chris, like I said, he's going to follow you. That's why it saddens me, because people just don't get it. Like if you notice, I have a video on this channel about indigo males. And nobody really wants to watch it because nobody cares. But that's not his fault if he's an indigo. You know what I'm saying? It's like they're saying, well, I can't relate to a man if he's not acting like a man. And it just shows how confused people are in third dimension. Because a guy might come out acting like a man, but he might be trash. Like, oh, I want a thug. I want a thug. I want a real man. And then he's a thug. So, you know, a thug is going to do what a thug is going to do. So it takes time for a woman to grow up out of that stage where she doesn't want a thug no more. But even then, she still got more growing to do when to understand a relationship. So, like, it would make sense to me, especially if a person has taken an angel card reading and the angels told her, well, your male is an indigo male. So you would think that would be something she'd study. But if you notice, not a whole lot of people watch that video because they're still in third dimensional. And that's why I keep telling people, when you're dealing with twin flames, that union is never going to happen if either one of y'all is third dimensional. You got to come out of third dimensional. You got to trust the universe and give it a shot and be patient. And that, they're telling you nurturing and be patient and all that. Now, I'm not talking to this person that requested this reading. I'm talking to everybody that's listening to try to make a point. So basically, if he's an indigo, no matter what he acts like, he's kind of looking for you to lead. Maybe not like, you know, make him feel lower than you. You got to learn how to use finesse. Learn how to use finesse, nurturing. That's what nurturing is and all that kind of stuff. And then you'll see him start to get excited about what you're doing. Otherwise, you're waiting on him to make a move, and he ain't making no move. This dude's on the couch doing whatever people do when they chilling. You know what I'm saying? And then you're going to be on the couch chilling, but you got this gift. You got this gift, so you just got to learn a little finesse. And then you can get it done. And if you do it correctly, it'll probably be minor arguments and stuff like that. But like I said, sometimes you have to argue because you can't just sit there and let your whole life go down the toilet because somebody else is just chilling, or they're not seeing how important it is for you to have your own life and things you need to do with your life. See what happens? Like I'll change it. Like a man with a woman. Let's just say a man and a woman was together, and then somehow he gets kind of famous, kind of popular, and now people want to see him. So now he's trying to go, and she can't come all the time or whatever. Now that's going to bother her a lot, but it's the way he treats her. Are you calling her when you can? Are you telling her everything? Are you so happy to see her when you see her? Are you trying to find out ways that she could see you more and be with you more? All that's going to matter to her. Because the more you do that, the more she's going to really feel like you want her there and stuff like that. And she'll be way more loyal to the situation. Next card. Raziel. Clairvoyance. Because like I said, you have extrasensory perceptive gifts. Raziel says, I am helping you. I am helping your spiritual sight to awaken fully so you can see heavenly love. So Raphael is working on your spiritual sight. He's Leo. And we just said that Leo is in your 10th house of career, kind of implying you're your own boss. But Leo rules the 5th house. And we've already shown 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the Pisces. And we said that Saturn might even be your male friend, Pisces, because you do have a spiritual gift. And that is your talent, we found out. And then when Pisces rules the 12th house, and then you see Libra again with healing and Palace and Vesta. So Vesta's helping out too. But that Libra is a couple, you and him. And then remember, Capricorn rules the 10th house where your boss, and Saturn rules Capricorn. So it keeps saying the same thing over and over again. But they're just telling you to get him motivated. You have to learn nurturing and things like that. Because I don't know if I said it before whenever I did any of your readings, but it's a chance he may be an indigo male. And like a lot of females, they need communication, they need eye contact and stuff like that. They need that. Like that's essential that you make eye contact and you talk to them and stuff. Indigo male is kind of like that. An indigo male needs that eye contact. He needs a nurturing. And see, remember, years ago, it wasn't a bad thing for a man to nurture a woman. That only started, years ago, it wasn't a bad thing for a woman to nurture a man. That only started around the 70s. mid-70s, late 70s, when women was like, F this. And they just broke wild. And it wasn't fully their fault. Because a lot of men did abuse the situation. Because, you had her staying home and all kind of crazy stuff. And then you're bullying her. But that's usually what happens when you're too nice to anybody. They're going to take you for granted. So women put up with that. But around the middle 1970s, it was over. And that was the end. That was the end of Jackie Gleason Honeymooner family. That was the end of the I Love Lucy family. That was the end of the Father Knows Best. And it never came back. Now we don't have no dads in the home. Now we got the deadbeat dads and all kind of crazy stuff. But that was a result of the mid-1970s. All right, next card. Chakra clearing. It's Metatron again. Call upon me to clear and open your chakra using sacred geometric shapes. So Metatron is saying work on your chakras. And remember, that's your 6th house with Aries, as well as your 11th house with friends and associates, in your 6th house of healing. And that's the second time Metatron. Now you had a reading where Michael showed up 2 times, and now you have a reading where Metatron shows up 2 times. Or you had a question, I should say, where Michael showed up twice, and then you have a question where Metatron shows up twice. So Leo, Raziel is helping you with clairvoyance. So what should you be doing at this time? Working more on what I feel is an indigo child situation, and I think it's your male, but you would know better than me. And then you could be working on you're working with Raziel with your clairvoyance. And Metatron, chakra clearing. And Metatron said he would help you. 4 card to answer this question. Wow, Metatron again. So you got some kind of connection to Metatron, which is that Virgo. Metatron, he's telling you to prioritize. Focus on your highest priority. I will help you get organized and motivated. So Metatron is really reaching out to help you. So he's really reaching out. So you might even know somebody that's a Virgo. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting off of this. There's somebody that's a Virgo that can kind of help you. But I'm going to look at this again. Your 6th house is Aries, but Aries takes you to your 1st house, which is the Scorpio house, and really your 1st house, Scorpio, is like your 8th house. And then you have the Gemini with the vertex cross, and that means you're going to have a significant meeting, a significant event, or a significant breakup. That's what the vertex cross means. In the 11th house of friends, association, and groups is Virgo, trying to help the world, heal the world. And remember, planet Mars used to rule Scorpio, but now planet Mars rules Aries, and Aries rules the 1st house with your Scorpio, but in your Aries is in your 6th house, where there's Virgo. And the Mars is in your 3rd house of communication. Dear Archangels, what can she do to personally grow within herself? And I'll be back with the answers. Okay, 3 cards pulled. First card, prosperity. You keep getting that orange card. This is Ariel. See, they go to Aries again. Your material needs are provided for as you follow your intuition and manifest your dreams into reality. So she's telling you to get back busy with what you know you should be doing. Follow your intuition. You also got all these other gifts, extrasensory perceptive gifts you could be working on. So that's Ariel. She corresponds with Aries as your first house, Scorpio, and that is your mystic house, the unknown, and all that other stuff we've talked about. Metaphysics, esoteric information, ancestors, it's all there. Ariel, Aries. So I'm going to read it again. Your material needs are provided for as you follow your intuition and manifest your dreams into reality. So again, your business or whatever you're doing, poetry, whatever you're doing, you follow your intuition. You can always ask for wisdom, ask the angels to help you, ask whoever else you speak to, ask God, whoever you're speaking to help you get your business, your intuition going, because that's how you're going to be blessed. Just like I said, you had so much orange come out, it didn't stop. It was like 6 cards. It's just orange, orange, orange. And this card is all orange. This is Ariel. So everybody's confirming in the spirit realm that you already got it. It's just about you getting up and moving forward. And that's why negative energy, a so-called devil, he's trying his best to just get you to whatever. And he plays games with the minds. And see, with women it's easier because y'all are way more self-conscious. Y'all just are. So he could just sit there all day and drop stuff in your head. And you think that's your thinking. But it's not your thinking. Your thinking wants to do what you love to do. Right? Create, be a businesswoman, move. That's what you want to do. But then he comes along like, nah, fuck that. This ain't something's bad, or this world, blah, blah, F it. And then you just chilling somewhere. Or you're partaking in something that's only gonna make you slow down even more. So that's why you gotta learn the enemy and then overcome it, overthrow them. Intuition, and manifest your dreams, which includes your business. I'm saying manifest your dreams and creations. Next card. Oh, Chamuel came. Now this is Taurus. Chamuel says career transition. Your life purpose is triggering a blessed career change. Now when he says that, it's not always a career like job change. It's just a change in a way of doing things. So your life purpose is triggering a blessed change. And that's what she told you, didn't she? Oshun told you. Great transformation. So that's what he's telling you. And whenever Chamuel shows up, he's telling you he's going to help with that transition. Next card, Jophiel, who is Libra. Jophiel says, get outdoors. Go outdoors, get some fresh air, and connect with nature to relieve stress and gain new creative ideas. So you got to get your creativity going again, and you can do that by spending time out in nature, get fresh air, connect with nature, relieve stress, gain new creative ideas. And Jophiel is Libra, so that means both of y'all could go if he wants to come, because that's the Libra. And some alone time is never bad as well, if you need it. So we already know about your Ariel or Aries. We've already discussed that. Chamuel is Taurus. So Taurus is in your 7th house of relationship, and that's again sensuality. It could be a strong relationship, a loyal relationship. Might be some stubbornness, but it's also sensuality as well. And then we did Libra, outdoors, and I believe your Libra, well, that's Taurus again. So this is all Venus, because Venus rules Taurus and Libra. And your Venus is in your 3rd house with the Capricorn. So we know we're talking about that male again, because he's representing that Capricorn on this chart. And Saturn energy. And even Saturn's at 18 degrees. That's 666, or divine love. So we got Venus, Taurus, and Libra. And Taurus rules your 2nd house. We've already talked about that. That's money right there again. So you keep seeing money. Like again, both these cards are the same color orange, and then Chamuel has a dark color orange, but it's all orange. It's all about prosperity. Taurus, Taurus, and we did Libra. And Taurus can be spiritual too. Like Taurus, Chamuel, and a Teru or Tarot card. Taurus is the Pope, the Hierophant. So that could be a spiritual male or a spiritual male leader. Because basically they're saying that if you set the lead, he'll follow, and he's gonna blow. He's gonna blossom because that's also his territory. He just doesn't realize it yet. Dear Archangels, please tell her more about the changes she's experiencing. And I will be back with their answers. 3 cards pulled. First card, compassion. This is that Kyle or the Gemini. Soften your heart with respect to this situation and all the people involved, including yourself. So you have to learn compassion. Kyle, Gemini, or the twins, compassion. Next card, life review. Jeremiah, which is Scorpio. Take inventory of your life and resolve to change or heal everything that is unbalanced. Jeremiah, representing that Scorpio. Change life and heal unbalances. Next card. This is Uriel again. Once again, extrasensory perceptive powers. Claircognizance. Pay attention to thoughts and ideas that come to you as they are answered prayers. So increase of extra sensory perception. So that's when the quiet time helps with that as well. Meditation, if you do quiet time, but just thinking, studying spiritual stuff. Okay, this is the final question, and we will be leaving section 2 and going into section 3. How can she handle, dear Archangels, how can she handle her grandmother's pain better? I'll be back with their answer. 3 cards pulled. First card is Sandalphon. Gifts from God. We angels bring you gifts from your Creator. Open your arms to receive. So yeah, so we learned that just if you, in this reading alone, they told you about extrasensory perceptive gifts, and they even told you like compassion. So all these things are there. It just helps you deal with it better. See, what happens is for spiritual people, they have a connection because that's part of their life purpose. So they have this connection to their spiritual gifts and everything. But like I said, that negative energy, which we call Satan or devil, he's going to block. He's going to try his best to block it. Like I think she even said disconnect. And what she was writing, I think she said disconnect. And that's what happens. It disconnects. And then you go from almost not afraid to do anything to like scared to do even the smallest stuff you don't want to do. And again, that's Pisces. Oh yeah, and the asteroid Vesta, she's connected to Virgo. Some people say I think they say she's connected to Scorpio too, I forget. But I know for a fact she's connected to Virgo. And she's so that's all about spirituality, even divine mother and stuff like that. Teaching and learning. Keep an open mind, learn new ideas, and then teach these ideas to others. And that's that Gemini again. And I think, with the Gemini, it's the twins. So again, they're kind of telling you your friend will follow your lead. Teaching and learning. Keep an open mind, learn new ideas, then teach these ideas to others. Next card. Yep, leadership, Gabriel. So what I just told you, Gabriel's agreeing with it. Gabriel represents the moon. Leadership. It is time for you to assume your leadership power and position and lovingly guide others. Lead in love. All right, so some of these questions have already been answered, so I'm not going to ask them again, but I am in section 3. Section 3 is her goals and spiritual focuses. It'll be 2 questions that are going to be asked. Dear Archangel, what can she do to get back on course? 2 cards pulled. First card, crystal clear intentions. This is Michael again, so Michael's really on you. This is Michael Archangel. He says, be clear about what you desire and focus on it with unwavering faith. So you got to get a little self-discipline. Like you got to maybe make a couple of easy goals or whatever just to start off with. And you got to stick to them. You say, today I'm going to do this. And you got to do it. You can't make excuses. You can't just not do it. Because he's saying you got to be crystal clear intention. Be clear about what you desire and focus on it with unwavering faith. Next card, Raguel. This is Sagittarius again. Relationship harmony. We angels are opening the hearts of everyone involved. Arguments and conflicts are being resolved now. And when you go where Sagittarius is, you see the Mars. So I don't know if there's arguments going on or not, but and the Mars is right next to the Mercury. So, excuse me, Sagittarius is in the 2nd house. Capricorn's in the 3rd. So I take that back. So basically he's saying angels are helping you. If there are any arguments and conflicts, they're working on that as well. But if there's not, either way, the angels are helping you. So that's what Ragu, and it's representing your second house Sagittarius, as well as your ninth house where family is, and Lilith. So they're helping you in those areas. Next question. Dear Archangels, how can she increase her client base? And I'll be back with their answers. Now, no angel came for that one. No angel came to answer the question. But even an example I was going to give anyway is like when you deal with something like with YouTube, like some people be home right from home because you got YouTube and you can connect through any type of source that collects finances. So you could do a lot of stuff right from home, and that's why I said it's not like it's a lot of because what's that dude? Lior Corin, whatever his name is, Lior Cohen, the controversial record executive, and he came on the Drink Champs. So he came on the Drink Champs with Noriega and Noriega's people, and he was saying with YouTube, he said this is the perfect time to do certain things. Yep. I just pronounce it Lior Cohen. They may pronounce it a different way. But you really can. You really can. So people could set like somebody could set up tonight and everything's lovely. Just the same night they set up. So you could think on things like that. All right. Dear Archangels, what advice would you give on her relationship with her male friend? I'll be back with the answers. 2 cards pulled. First card, healthy lifestyle. Eat a healthful diet, get adequate sleep, exercise regularly for optimal health. And the key word there is optimal health. And that's Archangel Raphael. Raphael, Michael, and Haniel are the highest angels. They correspond with every zodiac sign, not just one. Next card. Joe Fiel says, clear your space. And that corresponds with Libra. Get rid of clutter, clear the energy around you, and use Feng Shui. All right. See, sometimes we do things that actually we sabotage ourselves. Like, think of Bobby and Whitney Houston. Both of them. Because Bobby, he sold like over 2 million or something like that. Relatively, he was pretty famous. He left a famous group and he became more famous than that group. And then Whitney was Whitney. You know, that was like an angel. That was like an angel on earth. But they sabotaged themselves. So that's why Raphael gave the advice he gave. And then Joe Field is basically saying, clean it up, clean it up. So I think sometimes people think, I don't want to, make anybody mad, or, I don't want so and so mad at me. But sometimes it's just learning a little finesse, because it's not, it's just how you talk to people. And sometimes when you just do something like Like sometimes you can't be scared. Like if it's something you want to do, somebody might at first they'd be like, nah, you don't do that. But if they really see you gonna do it, they're gonna have to come around. I think I said that before. But they're gonna come around. Like you'll get through it. But the worst mistake you can do is just don't do nothing. So that's the advice from the Archangels. And again, if anybody else is interested in asking the Archangel questions, they can contact me. If you're interested in your natal chart or your natal chart updates, you can contact me as well. Any research questions, you can contact me. Some people do the phone consultation as well. That contact information is in the description box below. God bless.